Good afternoon, folks. I've mentioned I'm going to start doing a few more videos, so this is just an update video on a little project that I completed last month. You may remember previously I was doing the Hail Caesar armies for Republican, Roman and Carthaginians. I kind of stalled a bit on the Republican Romans, but I have done some more, so I will do a video on that later on this week, and a bit of an update, and hopefully I can get that project back on the road as such now that I've got a bit more time. So this is a bit of a club project that I've been doing, and it's using well, it's basically Napoleonics. So these are the figures here. I'll show them in a little bit more detail in a minute. But it's with these rules, so they're modified slightly. I apologise for the lighting, it's a bit of a dull day today. So it's Rebels and Patriots by Osprey. Now I got into these rules from the club. We played quite a few of these Osprey rules, and this is a particular favourite of the club's. We do it in the American War of Independence, and obviously you can do it as American Civil War and such. But we sort of adapted it a little bit for Napoleonics, particularly in the Peninsula period of the Napoleonic Wars, so in Spain and Portugal. So all I did was make up a smallish, small, I wouldn't say an army, it's more of a skirmish game, so it's a 24-point force. The rules themselves, they are quite simple. I would say probably about 30 pages of the actual rules, and then it's more scenarios and the like. But they are nice rules, not very expensive. I think you can get them up for about, I think they've got a sale on at the moment actually, but I believe maybe it can't be much more than £10 for the actual book. Or you can get the PDF for, I think it might be even as low as £4 or £5 now at the moment. They are nice rules. They are skirmish rules, so we're not talking massive battles. If you were going to do battalion after battalion, you're probably more likely to use black powder. But if you just want a nice, simple set of rules that you can use for a smallish game, that you just, there's not much housekeeping. You just bring your figures down to the club, spend a couple of minutes, if that, just writing up a quick force. Most units are roughly, I think, 4 points, as you'll see there. That's your basic line infantry. There's extra points you can add to improve the infantry, or make them worse if you want to. You see there's quite a few, like timid, poor shooters, which will reduce the points. So you've got options to reduce points and gain points. We've done as many as 50 points in a force, and I think you could, on a multiplayer game, you could do even more than that, but on average it's usually about 24 points per force. I did say I'd never get back into Napoleonics after doing them in 6mm and 10mm years ago, but you know what it's like when you're down the club, you see some guys playing a game, you think, oh, that looks good, wouldn't mind having a go at that, and before you know it, you're painting up some Napoleonics, which is partly why the Carthaginian and Republican armies were put on hold as I tangented off on another project. So let's have a quick look at the force that I've created then. I apologise for any Napoleonic buffs out there. Pom-poms, etc. are probably going to be all over the place, because this was actually two separate units. One was Swiss and one was just French in greatcoats, but I decided after painting them up to actually mix them. So you've got two 12-man line infantry here, which are obviously the Swiss, Perry miniatures, and I think the other ones, I think they might have been Victrix. I got my eBay through, basically. I think it might have been Victrix, but the ones in greatcoats are definitely Perry, because they were a box set that I got. So I've got two units of Swiss, 12-man units, a large unit of the Irish Legion, so it's an 18-man unit. I think I've got them down as poor shooters, possibly to reduce the points a little bit. Then we have an elite company of chasseurs there, followed by a standard company of chasseurs. These are quite nice actually to paint up. These are Warlord. I think Perry do chasseurs as well, but these particular ones are Warlord. Quite basic, because they were more scouting troops, I suppose, like light cavalry. They didn't have the pomp of the hussars or the heavier cavalry, but they paint up fine. They paint up nice. And then my last unit is just a small. There you go. You can see there from the Perry box that you get the skirmishers. A small 6-man skirmisher unit. I've just done them as basically as if they were part of this unit. You can see that you got the grenadiers on the right, and obviously the skirmishers are actually missing from the left flank. So they're although they act as a separate unit in the game, I've just made them up as part of the Irish Legion regiment. And the chap in the back was he was the metal figure. He was the metal figure that you get from inside the Chasseurs Cheval box from Warlord. So you get the 12 mounted figures, which obviously make my 2 units, but then you get an extra metal figure as well, which obviously would be the Colonel. Now you can see there he's captured a King's German Legion flag. I know the Chasseurs never, as far as I'm aware, never captured a flag, or standard, sorry, but I just thought it had a bit of colour to it. You can see there's a little King's German Legion infantryman there, who's unfortunately on the floor. These are missing their tufts. I'm just waiting for a batch to arrive. Hopefully they're in the post at the moment, but obviously with what's going on at the moment, I'm sure they'll probably be delayed, but it is what it is at the moment. So that's it, just a little update on a little small project, 24 points for the rules of Rebels and Patriots, and we've already used them down the club, obviously before all this happened with the COVID-19. I enjoyed playing with them, and the other guys have all got similar forces of French and British. Got some nice Highlanders, Scots Greys, that kind of thing. So yeah, it's you know, if you want a simple, not too large armies, just a small little project or something, then I advise you to check out something like Rebels and Patriots, because they are a fun game. And at the beginning of the game, you actually roll for your commander as well, so you're not quite sure what type of commander you're going to get. You could get somebody who's really good, or you could get somebody who's a complete coward. So it does make it interesting. So and there is a campaign within the book as well, so you can as you fight different scenarios, your commander could get better and better and better, or worse, or you could get captured, or you know, there's lots of things. So yeah, I definitely advise anyone who wants to do a small Napoleonic army, then look into something like this, or you know, American War of Independence. It does cover quite a period with the rules. So that's it. So hopefully next couple of days I'll do an update on how I got on with the Romans, and maybe I can progress that project a little bit further. Bye for now.